Hey guys, it's Chris. From enormous creatures that look straight out of a fairy tale to bizarre combinations, let me show you 10 awesome animal hybrids. Number 10. Wolfdog. Wolves are one of the most misunderstood and hated creatures in the world. And yet, you might be surprised that a creature named the Wolfdog actually does exist. To be clear though, the Wolfdog is not a wolf. It is a dog mixed with a wolf. Believe it or not, there are numerous breeds of wolf and dog mixes, and the Wolfdog is easily one of the top ones. The Wolfdog hails from the Czech Republic, though technically, this is just one breed of Wolfdog that's recognized. And though it seems to be accepted there, other countries aren't so fond of it. They've banned this breed from being owned internationally in many countries because of how it's bred, as well as the fact that while it's not full wolf, it does have wolf-like tendencies at times. To be fair, they are kind of right, though they have been shown to be loyal guardians when trained the right way, but their instincts aren't quite as predictable because of their mixed heritage. Number 9. Liger. There are many animals in the world that have been bred to life, meaning they weren't around before, but because of humans pairing them up, they were created. One of the most abnormally large creatures to come from this kind of breeding is known as the liger. Yes, liger as in lion plus tiger. In this particular case, a male lion mating with a female tiger, though the opposite is also possible. Now you might think this kind of fusion is something that's made up or something from fairy tales or Napoleon Dynamite, but it's very real. However, this does not happen in nature. Ligers are not only big, they're twice as big as their parents. That's right, twice as big. The largest liger in existence right now is named Hercules, which is appropriate given the figure of Hercules in Greek mythology, and it can be found in Myrtle Beach's Safari Wildlife Preserve in South Carolina. His stats are very impressive. For just in terms of length, he's over 10 feet. In terms of height, he's over 4 feet tall, and he weighs over 900 pounds. I want you to imagine yourself standing next to Hercules and seeing just how massive he is close up. How do you think you'd feel? Despite being in captivity, Hercules has shown he can run over 55 miles per hour and has a running leap of over 40 feet. Hercules also has the world record for the largest cat in the world today. By the way, anyone watching Tiger King? What do you guys think of that show? Let me know in the comments below. Number 8. Mule. Most people forget rather easily that a mule is a hybrid, and one that has been around for a really long time. Obviously, it's a mix between a horse and a donkey, and this hybrid has been around helping people do various things. As culture has proven, they have earned their spot in the language as well as the lore, including being the inspiration for the phrase, "He kicks like a mule," as well as "You stubborn mule." Speaking of which, mules are indeed stubborn, sometimes too stubborn. But in contrast, they're also very intelligent, and they show that more than you think. Mules are also very reliable companions. If you give them a task, such as carrying your bags, they'll do it without complaint when raised properly. And lest you think I'm just buttering up how good mules are, these animals were essential to caravans making their way across America. The building of the railroads, they transported materials during war. And yes, they helped farmers for many generations. The mule is considered one of the hybrid vigor species, meaning that their creation is one that outpaces what their parents were like. Even Charles Darwin had nice things to say about the mule. The mule always appears to me a most surprising animal. That a hybrid should possess more reason, memory, obstinacy, social affection, powers of muscular endurance, and length of life than either of its parents seems to indicate that art here has outdone nature. Number 7. Savannah Cat. The Savannah Cat may appear to be something that came between two wild cats, but you'd only be half right. This is the result of a mating between a serval, an interesting cat in its own right from Africa, and any domestic cat. Aesthetically, it's not too hard to see why this is an interesting and very popular breed of cat. It looks like one of the big cats, but without the fear of it going feral or having the size the cats are known for. Which brings me to an interesting characteristic of the Savannah Cat. They're very loyal. So much so, in fact, they've been compared to dogs, as they'll follow their owners around once they've made a connection with them. Furthermore, they've been known to respond to training very well, a very unlike cat thing to do, to the extent that they can be put on leashes or even be taught to fetch. Number 6. GEEP. While many hybrids live naturally in the world, there are some that are rather hard to find, and one of them is the GEEP. Yes, this is a mix of a goat and a sheep. And weirdly enough, though goats and sheep have mated in the past, they're rarely successful breeds. When a child is born between the two, it's usually stillborn or just as bad, don't live very long. It's very curious considering how natural and easy certain other hybrid creatures are born. In fact, it's so rare that technically not much is known about this very interesting hybrid. Their size, the color of their fur, even their personalities aren't very well documented, mainly because they tend to vary wildly. Just as sad though, GEEP are either born sterile, which means they can't reproduce, or they never reach the age of breeding, again adding to how rare this species is. Number 5. Beefalo. No, really, there's an animal called a beefalo, and it's actually more common than you might think. This happens when a domesticated cattle mates with a buffalo, or more specifically, an American bison, usually a male on the former and a female on the latter. Either way though, this breed is another that happens both naturally and bred by humans. Why would humans want a beefalo? Well, beefalo meat is rather healthy. In fact, it's actually healthier than regular cow or buffalo meat. Weird, but it's true. The beefalo meat is lower in fat, in calories, and will even give you less cholesterol. Given that the United States is a country that has a large portion of people wanting to eat healthier, there's big money in raising cattle that gives them more meat that is healthier. More meat? Yes, an interesting byproduct of the beefalo mix is that it can actually produce more offspring than a regular cattle. There are certain downsides to the beefalo, but in the minds of many, their positives far outweigh the negatives. Number 4. Coy Dog. The Coy Dog is one that does happen both in captivity and in the wild, and it happens quite a lot apparently. But if you're interested in wanting to raise one of these dogs, I'm gonna caution you against it. You see, while the Coy Dog may look cool, they're more coyote than they are dog. In fact, they inherit the personality of the coyote much more strongly. They're naturally fearful of humans and will tend to hide rather than interact with us. Even if you got a Coy Dog at birth, it'd be very hard to raise them compared to most other dogs. Plus, since dogs and coyotes don't naturally form bonds with one another, they tend to not like to mate. Still, despite all these problems, certain nations have bred them to be workers for them in various ways. Number 3. Zebroid. No, this is not a photoshopped creature. This is the zebroid, and it's a hybrid between a horse and a zebra. Here's a fun fact, it actually doesn't matter what kind of horse mates with a zebra. It's virtually the same result. So it can be a horse, a donkey, a mule, anything. If they mate with a zebra, you're looking at the result. This hybrid has the head of a zebra, but the rest of the body looks like it can't make up its mind as to what it is at points. Sometimes only the head will be striped and the rest of the body will be bare. Other times there will be patches of stripes and patches of bareness. There's little to no pattern to it. It's weird, and that's the perfect term to describe the zebroid. Number 2. Growlar. This is a unique hybrid that seems fake, but it's real. The Growlar is a mix of a polar bear and a grizzly bear. And believe it or not, this is not the only bear hybrid out there in the world. But given the ones that are out there, this is the most special. The truly interesting thing though is that this creature is one that honestly shouldn't happen too often. Unlike other hybrids though, this isn't a matter of fertility or difficulty breeding. Rather, this is a matter of two very different bears coming together to mate. After all, grizzly bears are more land-based in terms of being in forests, while polar bears prefer the cold and snow. So it would be very rare for these two to meet, and yet there have been many documented cases of natural-born Growlars in the world. As you look at it, this is not only a very unique kind of bear, it's one where both sides of its lineage clearly shine through. Number 1. Killer bee. The term killer bees is often used as a deterrent to interact with bees as a whole, since they sting. But in fact, killer bees are a real species, one that is a mix of European honeybees and African honeybees. And they're one of the most dangerous bees in the world. Long story short, scientists wanted to create a breed of bee that would be easier to handle and could produce more honey. To do this, they thought that making a hybrid would be the best way to do that. Except the whole thing backfired. Instead of making a calmer bee, they made a more aggressive one. If you were to scale them to other bees, killer bees are easily one of the most aggressive bees on the planet today. They not only are aggressive, they almost seek a reason to sting people, which has resulted in one death and the harming of others. For example, when a landscaper and his crew went to investigate a house, there was a hive of killer bees in the attic, but they didn't know about it until they disrupted the hive and had 800,000 bees come swarming at them and stinging them everywhere they could. One man was stung over 100 times, and a witness to the event stated that the bees were so consuming that the man's entire face and neck were covered in these bees. Eventually, an exterminator was called in to handle the situation, but even he noted the dangerous nature of what was going on. They were dropping down at me even before I started approaching, Exterminator Jesus Corella told Tucson News Now. That was before I started spraying. They were dive bombing me, and that's a sign to back off, back way off. As you can see, while many hybrids can be natural, some are forced into creation, with not the best results. In total, these killer bees have taken the lives of over 1,000 humans. Thanks for watching. What did you think of these amazing animal hybrids? Which one of them would you like to see in real life? Probably not the killer bees. Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to World List, and I'll see you next time.